All right. Shalom. Before we begin this live stream, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Dash, and also double honors to the apostles and the others of great millstone that continue to grow very well to this very day, that is continuing to feed the flock through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and also as well, Shalom to the hope elect, as I continue to labor in this work. And I'm also labor to show for your diligence to make your calling and election sure, in faith, in truth and sincerity, and also in all charity. All right. Now, the topic of this live stream we're going to go into this lesson is going to be entitled Babylon is Breaking Down. Okay. In which Babylon within the scriptures is when you read about Babylon the Great or the virgin daughter of Babylon is really speaking about America. All right. In which Babylon, when you go to the word Babylon, it goes to the Hebrew word for ball, which means confusion. Okay. And that's what you're witnessing right now. Okay. You know, the city, which represents, you know, confusion, you know, on all levels, is now facing that same confusion. Okay. And you're seeing through that same confusion, this place is being broken down. Okay. And it's being broken down by none other than Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, you know, who these people inwardly call God and Jesus. You know, he's the one that is breaking this place down for the great pride that this place has perpetuated, man. You know, because America, that's the main thing that America stands for. You know, it stands for pride. You know, and when it comes to that same pride, you know, basically pride is rebellion against Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai. Okay, why? Because you know, pride, you know, perpetuates, you know, basically getting into, you know, wayward doctrines. You know, getting into the ideals of the heathen. Okay, basically bucking up against the Maker. You know, bucking up against the Creator of the heavens and the earth. You know, the same entity that made us. You know, that allows us to draw breath in our lungs, you know, and to keep our hearts beating, man, you know. And yet in the pride of these people, you know, they believe that, you know, they made themselves, man, you know, and that's a ploy that's distributed by Esau Edom, okay, which is the true biblical nationality of the so-called white man. You know, he has planted within the minds of these people that they can be their own gods, you know, they can be their own, you know, idols, you know, to make themselves into you know, somebody, you know, quote unquote somebody, you know, and you know, making them a name for themselves here in society. But you know, like I said, you know, that's just nothing but deception. You know, it's a ploy, okay, to have the people, you know, basically be in constant and open rebellion against Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, because this place, Babylon the Great, is anti Yahweh Shai. You know, that's why the scriptures speak about there be many. There'll be anti-messiahs, you know, anti-anointings, you know, basically the people that will come up against Yahweh Shai in his rule. Okay, but yeah, we can go ahead and start out with the precept, Sirach, the 10th chapter, unless you got some you want to go ahead and bring out.
We can go ahead and pick it up with this.
Okay, come.
Sirach, or Ecclesiastes chapter 10, and we'll start at verse 12. It says, the beginning of pride is when one departeth from the Most High.
That's right. So the beginning of pride, yeah. So the beginning of pride is the one. It says the beginning of pride is when one depart from the Most High. Okay. So in other words, that's what you see. You know, the people that you see today, especially our people, all right, or the majority of our people, which are you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, all right, which are you Israelites. Okay. Our people have departed from Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai. Okay. Why? Because they're walking in great pride. You know. And through that, you know, they have went away from the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, the ways that He has given to us since the beginning. You know, our people have wandered away from that from our way of living. You know, since when we were established as a nation. Okay, and why? Because like it says here, it's because of pride. You know, it says the beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High. You know, and why? Because at that point, you know, when you're engrossed in pride, you know, basically you to the point where you don't even believe, you know, you don't believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, okay, and that's what it boils down to. Why? Because of, you know, basically belief, you know, and we go into that consistently, you know, believing in Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai is not just saying that you believe, you know, or you know, it's an action, you know. That's why the scriptures speak about faith, okay. Because faith is not just in word, it's in doing. You know, it's in action. Okay? Yeah, but you got it up.
Kind of wanted some to back, get some to back up real quick
Okay,
about
good. You
that.
got up.
This is 1 Samuel 2 and verse 3. It says, "Talk no more exceedingly proudly, and let not arrogancy come out of your mouth. For the Lord is a tower of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed."
That's right.
So just,
So, yep, you got up.
I mean, just like you was going into, the Lord is a tower, of putting in action. You got to put in what you believe in. It's going to be shown through your work, right?
Yep,
So the
that's
Lord
it.
is more than just, word of mouth, and you can say you believe this and that, but your actions are going to determine what you truly believe in. So,
Good. Yep. And that scripture hits home because it says, "By him actions are weighed." You know, and how are actions being weighed today? All right, it's being weighed through the words that the commandments that he gave to us. You know, and again, that goes back to faith. You know, believing in the words that he has given unto us, man. You know, and we're reading, the report. Okay, we're reading, the things which are written aforetime. Okay, which the scriptures say, like in Romans the 15th chapter, it was written for our learning. All right, but yeah, like the Op just read, right, is that through the Most High, actions are weighed. So don't, not to talk exceeding pride, you know, because through him, he's weighing everybody in the balance, by the actions that are being performed here on the planet Earth, pursuant to Ecclesiastes, the last chapter of Ecclesiastes, speaking about the rewards of those that have performed works on the planet Earth, whether it be good or whether it be evil, depending on what those works are. Okay, so again, goes back to what the brother just read. All right, through the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Shah, actions are being weighed right now. Okay, and now everybody's receiving, their rewards in installments. And we went into that before. See, now the Lord is starting to dish out, certain judgments. Okay, certain things towards the people that are here, depending on the works that are being performed. Because now the Lord is starting to issue out the fire, spiritually. Okay, because the scriptures speak about that too, about how the works are going to be tried by fire. Okay, and that's how it's being tried today. Because now you're seeing all these calamities around the corner. Okay, you're seeing the plagues that are starting to begin to unfold here on the planet Earth. So now that fire is showing, who is doing the will of Yahweh Bashim Shah, who's not. All right. Yeah, but you got it. That was it on that precept?
Nah, that was it on that.
Okay, come. Yeah, we can hop back to Sirach, the 6th chapter.
Come. Sirach, or Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 13. It says, "For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination."
Yep, so pride is the beginning of sin, man. And what is sin? Sin is transgression of the law. Okay? Because, America as it stands today is a lawless society, and we know this because the laws which we're speaking about is the laws of Yahweh Bashim Shai. Okay, the laws of the Bible that govern the planet Earth. All right, and see, through the laws that this man has put into practice. Okay, that's pride in itself. Because these same laws that this man used in the society today here in America, all right, it's completely contrary to the laws of Yahweh Bashim Shai. Okay, it's actually the laws that are here, all right, are a complete opposite of the laws of the Lord, man. Okay, and that's why that's why these things are happening now. All right, because these same laws they put into practice is bearing witness to who he really is. To the kind of man that he is. All right, and it's showing that this is a proud man. All right. Yeah, but you got it up.
Going back to Rock, Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 13. "For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination. And therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly."
Yep, so that's right. It says they shall pour out abominations. All right, due to that, man. All right, but also as well, it says that the Lord also brought upon them strange calamities. So this is what you're seeing right now, man. Strange calamities. And the reason why they're strange calamities because these things are happening day by day, and they're happening just one calamity after another. It's like a domino effect, and the apostles went into it before. How the things is going to happen. All right, it's going to happen in the form of a domino effect. That's what you're seeing. One thing leading up to another. All right, and it is strange. Okay, another reason why it's strange is because these things that are happening, are happening at once. It's not a thing where it's a day by day. process. No, these things are happening on the hour, by the hour, you know. And why? Because you see it everywhere on the news. Okay, I mean, things are taking place, every single hour. Man. Prophecy is popping off the page right now. Okay, but like it says here, it's to bring them strange calamities and overthrow them utterly. All right, so that's complete destruction. All right, and like I said, the Lord, due to the pride of these people, all right, and Babylon the Great, the Lord has now dished out confusion towards the people, all right, and towards His kingdom, all right. But yeah. So that's is that it on that? Or is there more?
Well, I want to get something back up about those plays coming back to back.
Come.
If I can get that. 2 Ezra 16 and verse, let's see, 37. It says, "Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth a son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb. With pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment." It says, even so, they pretty much compare, the time of tribulation that we come into unto a woman giving birth. As she gets more and more closer to her delivery, it's going to be more and more intense. So verse 39, and explain, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. Yeah.
That's pretty much. Yeah, that's it. You hit it right on the head. You took the words right out of my mouth about that the woman. Basically when a woman is giving birth, before the birth, she goes through contractions. Those birth pains, man. And those birth pains get more intense as the days go on, man. All right. So that's what you're seeing now. Those same birth pains, like the Ak was speaking about, right? Those birth pains are getting even more intense, And we notice because when you observe what's going on around the world, you're seeing nothing but shortages popping up everywhere, man. And the morality of the people are being downgraded even more. Okay, and you also see as well, the wickedness of the people are even increasing even more. Okay, especially after this hearing after Roe v. Wade. You see, these demons are making themselves manifest in light, man. I mean, you completely see, the demons just oozing off these people, man. The pride, man. You see it, and because they're expressing their hatred towards Yahweh Basham Shai, because it's not the people, that's in current in rulership. Okay, it's not anything else in this planet Earth that they're showing their visceral towards. Okay, no, they're showing their anger towards Yahweh Basham Shai at the end of the day. Okay, and I believe it was one clip, right, that's circulating around about this group. I believe it was like a pride parade or something. I don't know what gathering it was, but they're basically showing their hatred towards the Bible, in that clip, it was taking the Bible, ripping out the pages and whatever, kicking it around. Yeah, one of them took it and threw it in the toilet,
Toilet.
Yeah, but that shows you the hatred that they have towards the Most High, man. But guess what? The Lord Yahweh Basham Shai got something planned for these transformers, man. All right, and these abominable people, man. That's what they are, man. These people are just they are the spitting image of something that's unclean, man. Uncleanliness, wickedness, man. And the Lord made a beautiful point, and He laid it out, plainly that this place, America, was going to be the height of wickedness. Babylon the Great. Okay, which is this, and that's why you see, wickedness at its height today, because we're at the end. We're at the very end of this current kingdom. Okay, and we're at the end of us going into captivity. Everything is coming to a close, man. This whole story from beginning to end. Okay, from the creation of Adam. Okay, all the way up to this point now. You are seeing the climax of this movie that the Lord has concocted and put together, man. Okay, and the Lord is making it dramatic. Okay, and again, that's why people today, they show so much emotion and so much hatred towards the Lord, okay? Because the Lord now is allowing, all right, these people to be into that. Really, man, the Lord is conducting this thing to where He's moving the people towards complete and open rebellion. Even though we've been seeing it for years and years on end, but now it's way out in the open. You know, it's even more manifest. Okay,
Yep.
because we're in that time. Yep. But you got something you want to add up?
Yeah, just going back to the last point you made about the Lord causing them to do that. This is Isaiah 19:14. Because the
Yep.
Lord, Yahweh Shemashah, has made a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. And going to the word perverse, it means to be pretty much crooked, all right, or backward. It says,
Mhm.
and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. So yeah, like he was
Yep.
going back and forth, where the Lord is the one that's causing these people to, fulfill their wickedness, just so He can bring that judgment.
Yep. And that's why this word is known as a two-edged sword. You know, and the scriptures go into that about that it says it reveals the thoughts and intents of the heart. You know, and again, that's why you're seeing, such a reaction from the people today. You know, because these scriptures, these words that Yahweh Shah put forth is revealing the minds of the people. You know, and you're seeing what their thought process is through that. All right, but yeah, but you holding another precept up.
Yeah, I'm holding from those. I had Jeremiah 51:25. It
God.
says, "Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain," that mountain being America, saith the Lord of hosts, which destroyeth all the earth, and I will stretch out my hand upon thee, and roll thee down from the rock, and will make thee a burnt mountain.
Yep, that's it. Yep, and the Lord, how the Lord made a point where it speaks about that boulder. Actually, it's an example of how you roll a boulder up the mountain, okay, and it gets to the very top, and guess what? That same boulder that they rolled up to the top is going to roll back down on them, man. You know, they reached now. Right now, they're reaching a point of no return. You know, they're reaching to the point now to where they're at the very height of that mountain. Okay, they're at the height. They're at the peak of their rulership. Okay, and now you're witnessing them falling, man. You know, and it is going to end up being a great fall. That's why when you read, I believe it's in the book of Matthew, right, where it speaks about that house that was built on sand, right?
Yeah,
And when it fell, it says, "Great was the fall of it," you know, and that's compared to Babylon the Great, you know, and the punishment and the judgment that Babylon is going to face, it fits the description, you know. That's why Babylon is known as the Great, you know. Why? Because why is it known as Babylon the Great? Because it's this is where you're going to see the greatest height of wickedness. You know, you're going to see it at its peak, and also as well, by that same token, the destruction is going to be at the same level. You know, it's going to be a great destruction. All right, and that's what you're witnessing now. All right, yeah. Is that more on that up?
that was it on that.
Okay, come. Go ahead and I'll jump from there. Grab the book Jeremiah chapter 50, and you start at verse 1.
Jeremiah 50:1. It says, "The word that the Lord spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. It says, Declare ye among the nations and publish and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken, fell is confounded. Merodach is broken in pieces. Her idols are confounded. Her images are broken in pieces."
Yep, see, there it is. Yep, so now we're declaring amongst the nations and we're publishing that Babylon is being broken down. Okay, it says here what Babylon is taken, Baal's confounded. All right, all the idols, the false gods is being worshipped here. All that's being broken down, man. All right, and it's being broken in pieces. Okay, and it's being destroyed. Okay, and also it says here, all right, it says publish and conceal not. All right, and that's why this word is being published on the highways and byways and also on the airways, man. You know, because now the Lord has chosen this time, all right, to publish this word throughout the four corners of the earth by way of this fashion. All right, by way of the internet, man. You know, internet wasn't created for no reason, man. You know, this is the reason why. So this word can be published out, all right, or to be pushed out, And then what did Yahweh say after the fact that this word is going to be published throughout the four corners of the earth? It says that then the end will come. All right.
Yep.
So, and now you're seeing the end coming full force, man. All right. Um, yeah. Let's see. I believe that is. Yeah, that's it on that. You on the precept?
Nah, I didn't have any.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and jump to Isaiah chapter 24, and yeah, we can. Oh man, all this is good.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. We start at verse 20. It's like verse 7. So 24:7.
Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 7. It says, the new wine mourners, the wine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh.
Yeah, that's right. So the merry-hearted, the ones that were, singing praises of America, they're not singing anymore, man. And now they're signed. Okay, now they're sitting back, with with their drinks, the courage juices. All right, and they're just sitting back, just watching America fall, man. You know,
Yep.
doing whatever. Why? Because this is what you know. Esau, Edom, especially the wicked of our people, place their trust in America, man. You know, they place their trust in Babylon the Great, and now they're seeing that the same thing that they trusted in, they put their investments in. All right, now it's failing. All right, and you know how people are when whenever you invest in a certain company, all right, you invest in stocks and you see that stock go up, all right, but once that stock start coming down, then you start feeling some type of way, all
Right.
right, and
Yeah,
then you
that
want to
crash.
sell everything, man, you know.
Right.
But yeah, that's how these people are feeling right now. They're feeling the effects of this investment, dropping, man. All right,
Mm.
and they're they're being brought down to an emotional state to where they're on the verge of killing themselves. That's why Esau, Edom, now that they see this place being broken down, and that's what they're doing, man. You see, Esau, Edom, committing suicide. All right, taking pills, Adderall, all of it, man. All drugs, man, just to keep themselves sane. Okay, why? Because they can't deal with the reality that Yahweh Shai is destroying this place from the inside out. You know, even though you got men of the Lord that's telling these things, right? And this brings me back to the parable that we always bring out, at the camp about Lazarus and the rich man. You know,
Okay.
and what did he tell the rich man? Well, the rich man, they told the rich man, look, you got Moses and the prophets, you know,
Yep.
to tell you these things, man. Basically talking about the scriptures, man. All right,
Yep.
and guess what? They're being brought out today. Okay, these same words, all right, are being brought out to this man. All right, and guess what? He can't deal with it, man. You know,
Mm.
and it's going to lead all the way up to the point to where this place is just going to be reduced to a.
Bear with us 1 second.
Use this as an example on, basically just the level of demons that we're dealing with, man. You know, and make sure I get the brother back in. But yeah, that lets you know, man, the level of demons that we're dealing with, man. Because I mean, of course, the live stream, stop working for a little bit, and of course, I basically threw everything out. But we back on, but again, with these things that are happening, it's no coincidence that Esau Edom is pushing hard to get this word off the airways, man. You know, and and not only that, just these agents, man. That's why it's a term, that's circling around the body, which is agents of Satan. And that's a brother right there. Okay, come, Salaki. Yeah, but yeah, man, I'm telling you, Satan is busy. All right, Satan is indeed busy, man. You know, and there's an example right here, man. It just goes to show you, man, how the level of wickedness that we're dealing with, man. You know, I mean, it's no coincidence. We going into Babylon being broken down, and this happened.
Yeah, just like you mentioned
But,
it all that Hebrews 4:12. It's
but
good, man.
yeah, man. But we back on though. The spirit and power, Yahweh Shem Shai. We back live. But I try to remember where we were. I believe it was at Isaiah the 24th chapter.
Yeah, done.
Yeah. So we can start from we can start from verse 7 again.
Okay, done. Isaiah 24:7. It says, "A new wine mourners, the vine languishes, all the merry-hearted do sigh." It says, verse 8, "The mirth of the tabret ceases, the noise of them that rejoice uh, endeth. Yeah, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceases." Verse 9.
Yep. Yep. So that's it. Yeah. So like we were saying earlier, is that basically, Esau, Edom, there's no merry heartedness when it comes to them, indulging, in their, quote unquote vices, or like, alcohol, wine, whatever, man. Drugs. They can't get any sort of merriment out of that, man. Why? Because they understand that they're at the end of their rulership. You know. And also it says here, the mirth of tabret ceases. All right, talking about the music, the noise of them that rejoice, all that's being put to flight, man. Okay, and that's why the quality of the music today is going down the toilet, man. You know, the quality of the music, basically going down to all the way down to a new low. You know, but the people, they're not merry hearted, man. They're not, looking towards a brighter future. And even though they try to hold on to some sort of glimmer of hope for Babylon the Great, but guess what? That glimmer is getting even more dimmer. You know, that glimmer is starting to fade out. All right, because they're realizing that these things that are happening is tolling, or is bringing about the end of the world that once knew. Okay, because see, it's not the same world, the same America that it was, back, 40 years ago, 40, 50, 60 years ago. You know, it's not the same. You know, now they're witnessing America, all right, being turned into a vulnerable, and being turned into a vulnerable state. You know, and now these other nations that you see are now on equal footing with America, and that's bringing fear to these Edomites. You know, because they see that these other nations, they are on par with their military might. You know, because everybody now has the bomb. Everybody has a missile now, and everybody has a big red button. All right, that they can push at any point. All right, and it's only a matter of time before somebody push that button. You know, and when that happens, you know, that's it. Babylon is done. All right. Yeah, but you got it.
Kind of going back, Isaiah 24 and verse 9
Go
again.
to
It says, "They should not
English
drink
now.
wine." Yeah, okay, fine. "They should not drink wine with their song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink."
Yeah,
It
that's
says,
it.
"The city." Yep.
Yep, that's it. It says they should not drink wine with a song. Okay, they're not drinking wine with a song. Now they're drinking wine. All right, to to sadness, to misery. You know,
Yeah.
they're drinking it just to get to take their minds off of what's happening. You know, and it says here, the strong drink is going to be bitter to them that drink it, man. So you know, they don't, in their life that they're living today, man. They don't want to turn to the bottle, but they got to in order to continue living, man. To continue
Yep.
to function in society. Certain people that drink, they can't function without it, man. You know, that's the same thing with these Edomites. They're not going to be able to function without their certain needs, what have you. And so therefore, that's why it says that strong drink is going to be bitter to them that drink it. All right. Yeah, but you got out Salakia.
Verse 10, it says, "The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in."
That's right. So the city of confusion is broken down. See that? So, and this is known as the city of confusion. All right, Babylon the Great. Okay, but it says here it's broken down and every house is shut up. All right, so no man may come in. In other words, now you're seeing all these different outlets, these businesses, the economy itself is being shut down. All right, and everything's being closed off. America is known as the number one, I believe it's the number one importer, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the number one importer when it comes to all these different, so-called countries. Okay, but now it's getting to the point to where now America is no longer receiving the same amount of goods that they did back, in the early days. You know, that's letting you know that's showing signs of this place being shut up. That's basically no trades. Now the trades are starting to dwindle. You know, that's why. And again, with the supplies that America has, they only have a limited supply for so long. Man. And after a point in time, or after that's ran out, guess what? America is just going to be left to starve, man. And that's what's going to boil down to. Okay, and it's going to ultimately lead to the famine. Okay, all out anarchy. All right, nation rises against nation. Basically, every man with swords in their hands going against each other. Okay, sedition among men. All right, that is around the corner, man. All right, and all these things that are happening now is leading up to that point. Okay, like we mentioned earlier, it's called a domino effect. All right, and guess what? As time continues, okay, it's going to get to the point where Second Esdras, the 15th chapter is going to be fulfilled, man. About the sedition among men. Okay, a man desiring to go into the city and not being able to. Okay,
Yep.
The troops, are breaking in your doors. Troops marching up and down the streets, policing the cities. Okay, all that's is around the corner, man. All right, but it's like, yeah, you continue reading out.
God, verse 11, Isaiah 24 and 11. There's a cry for wine in the street. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone.
That's right. So these people right now, they're in the middle. These people right now are trying to seek some sort of solution towards the issues that are happening. All right, and they can't find it. Okay, they're not able to find any sort of solutions. Why? Because the solution that's here on the planet Earth right now, all right, is being put forth through the man of the Lord. All right, the answer by Yahweh Bashim Shah. Okay, and what's the answer? The answer is that this place has got to be destroyed. But guess what? They're not going to accept that. Okay, so they're going to look for some other solutions. All right, to try to to cope with. Okay, and to make sense of. Man, that's why it says here there's a crying for wine in the streets. They're basically looking for any type of solution. To support their belief that America is still going to continue. Okay, and it says here, and that's why I say it's a crime. It's a crime for wine. They're basically they're breaking their necks trying to figure out how to fix everything. But guess what? The Lord Yahweh Bashim Shah is leaving them no option to be able to build this place back up. If you read the book of Jeremiah, it says, "And we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed."
Right.
Okay. But yeah. So like it says here, it says, "All joy is darkened, and the mirth of the land is gone." So the mirth of this land is destroyed. All the the good times. All the different things, the different events that take place. All that's not here anymore, man. All that is out the window. Okay. Why? Because the Lord has taken away that mirth, that enjoyment from the people. Okay. Because Babylon was considered Eden towards these people. Paradise. Okay. And the scriptures tell you that too. It says, before the missiles come, this place is known as the Garden of Eden. Okay. But after they finish their work, it's going to be a desolate wilderness. All right. And again, it says all joy is darkened. So the joy of these people are dark now. Okay. To where now they're getting to the point to where now they have no hope. All right. Because their hope was once that America was going to continue. All right. But like I said earlier, that hope is dwindling. All right. Yeah. But yeah. So you got a piece of up.
Yeah, Con, I had Isaiah 47:1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, but that's what I want to call tender and delicate."
That's right.
You're going back to that point.
Yeah. So it's no longer being called tender and delicate. This place was looked at as the number one place to live. The place you can, what's the phrase? Home of the free, land of the brave, right? The land of opportunity. Okay, but now those same opportunities are gone, man. Why? Because again, the economy, the society, everything is breaking down. That's why I mentioned that the precept earlier about Babylon not being healed, right? basically that's these other nations saying that, and they're going back to their own lands. Okay, why? Because they see that this place is collapsing. Okay, they'll come here. They'll come. They'll do whatever they want. They do whatever they got to do. They have their own businesses. Okay, and then they take that and they take it back to their own lands, man, because they see that this place is not worth building on. You can't build on top of a foundation that's crumbling. You know, that's a foolish decision. To build on top of a structure and a foundation that's cracking and crumbling and deteriorating. You know. And these other nations, again, like these other nations see that, man. All right. And that's why they're going back to their own lands, okay, to establish their own. That's why you see these other nations that coming together, for example, BRICS, okay, that conglomerate of nations coming together, okay, making their, basically relying on their own economy, okay, basically, being so-called self-sustained without the help of America, all right. And America sees that, man, And that's why, you see these different proxy wars going on. It's no coincidence why you see these different wars popping up everywhere, man. That's America still trying to keep its foothold on the planet Earth, all right, by way of the military being distributed throughout the four corners of the Earth, okay, and quote unquote peacekeepers, But yeah, I believe that was it on that. You just read.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, kind we can go from there. We can grab Jeremiah chapter 9. It's just like it. Go to the book of Isaiah chapter 45, and we'll go to verse 16.
Okay. Isaiah 45 and 16. It says, "They shall be ashamed and also confounded." It says, "All of them, they shall go to confusion together that are makers of idols."
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so it says, "They shall be ashamed and confounded." Okay, and that's what you're seeing today, man. You see now, and how do we know that? Because you got certain individuals that, that not even stun America anymore. You got certain Edomites that, that basically rebels. Basically getting into the spirit of standing up against their own government. So that's them being ashamed, but not just that. They now have to acknowledge the history of how America was brought up. It was brought up on the backs and the blood and the sweat of the Israelites. And that history has been brought back up to the forefront. Okay, and now they're ashamed because of that. Okay, and that's why you got certain Edomites that's now trying to do the most to get on the good graces of the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. And that's why, also as well, is that there's another scripture that actually says that they shall seek to please the poor, okay, and that's what they're trying to do, okay, but that's not going to stay the wrath of Yahweh Bashim Shai, all right. So what? Some jakes, accept, an apology or accept, whatever Esau give them, man. No, that's still not going to stay the wrath of Yahweh Bashim Shai. The Lord's still going to destroy this place, all right. But yeah, I believe that was it on that Isaiah 45:16. You got a precept on deck?
Let me see. Yeah, I got one.
Okay.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, and verse 1. It says, "Woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with their covering, but not of my spirit,
right,
that they may add sin to sin."
God, yeah. So they're covering themselves with a covering, but not the covering of Yahweh Bashim Shai. All right. They're taking on the covering of Esau Edom, okay, and made a covenant with him, and now they're receiving the reward of doing that. If you go into a covenant, all right, with the wicked, and the wicked is falling, guess what? You're going to fall too, making that same covenant, all right, and covering yourself with that same covenant, okay, because it's not really a covering in the first place, is really, it's false, because everything that's set up here in society today that Jake tried to take advantage of, really is against them. That's why this place is known as the pit. Okay, it's a pit. Why? Because our people are trapped within this pit. Okay, and the system that's set up, all right, is taking advantage of it. It was set up for our people to continually be under oppression. And that's what they're facing today, man. And now they're realizing it. Okay, but is there more on that up?
Yeah, verse 2, it says, they want to go down to Egypt and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
Yep, that's it. Yep, and they trusted in the shadow of Egypt. And this place exemplifies the shadow of Egypt, man. All right, and the thing about it is that this place, when you speak about in the scripture, when you read about in the scriptures in Revelation the 11th chapter, it says that this place is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. You know why? Because this is the place of our captivity. Okay, but also as well in the same breath, that shadow, it's not here for a long time. You know that shadow is only here for a moment. You know, and that's why America only has so much time to be built up. All right, and now it's running on limited time right now. All right, because now like the scriptures say, this man's going to have a little season, and that little season is running out. Okay, and that's why now they're trying to hurry, get everything together. Okay, to fulfill their agenda. You know, but that was on that up.
One more verse, Isaiah 30:3 says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust of the shadow of Egypt your confusion.
Yep. And the trust in the shadow of Egypt is their confusion. Okay. See. Now they're in the middle of that. Now they're trying to figure out what is happening and the reason why these things are happening. Okay. Even though, again, like I said earlier, you have the men of the Lord, all right, giving the answers. Okay, but that's not the answers that they're looking for. You know what I mean? They're looking for some words of comfort. But they're not getting words of comfort from the men of the Lord. No. The Lord is telling the men of the Lord are telling you, all right, which are the words of Yahweh by Shemel Shah, telling you that this place is being destroyed. And we read it earlier, Jeremiah the 50th chapter. Babylon is destroyed. Babylon's broken down. All right. But is there more on that up?
That was it on that.
Okay. Yeah, so go ahead and hop on over to Isaiah chapter 14. And we start at verse 5. Actually, it's like it. You start at verse 4.
Isaiah 14 verse 4. It says, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how have the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased?
That's it.
The Lord had broken it. Yeah.
That's like it. Yeah, it says so now we're taking up this proverb against the king of Babylon, man. All right, and really that king of Babylon represents the bankers, because they're the ones who are in rulership today. They're at the very top when it comes to the nation of Edom, who are in rulership, man. Okay, and they're using these different officials, okay, to bring about what they want. That's why certain presidents that are put in the office, certain officials, elected officials, that are taking office. They're just doing the bidding of the bankers. That's it, man. So now this proverb is being taken towards the kings of Babylon, the rulers, okay? And we're saying that the oppressor has ceased, okay? And also as well, the golden city, which is Babylon, have ceased, okay? So not only has Esau Edom, the oppressor, is being ceased and put to flight, Babylon the Great is being put to flight. All right? Yeah, you want to say something about?
No. I was going to continue reading.
Come on, yeah, you keep reading. We have verse 5.
It says, the Lord had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindered.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So if the Lord has broken the staff of the wicked, that the staff, all right, represents, not only does it represent rulership, it also represents stability. Basically everything that this man has put into place, all right, now is no longer there anymore. That the same support that America has is no longer present. And America is now in a vulnerable state. Okay, but also as well, it says here, it says in the scepter, and also the scepter of the rulers are broken. All right, so what's that represent? That scepter represents rulership, dominion, and that's being broken. All right. Is being broken by the hands of Yahweh by Shemel Shah. All right. And it says here as well that, like I just read, it says he has smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. Okay. So this man, continually, has beaten not only the people, all right, mainly our people, okay, but also the planet Earth, all right. The planet Earth is suffering underneath this man. Why? Because he continually, beats this planet Earth and our people into submission, you know. And it also says that rule the nations in anger, all right, is persecuted and none hindered. So, now, like I said, this man now is just in a standing room only, okay, and no one's coming to help him, all right. Back then, like I said, Esau Edom, he had support, by these other nations, right? But guess what? No one is standing in for him anymore, okay. That's why you read in the book of Psalms, it speaks about that the ones that were confederate with him, all right, is now has laid a wound under him, all right. I believe it's the same thing in Obadiah, all right. It says the ones that were confederate with him, all right, has laid a wound under him, all right. And also as well, like it says here in Isaiah the 14th chapter, it says none hindereth that persecution, okay. But yeah, so yeah, I believe that's it on that. Are you holding another precept?
Yeah, to back up that point about the nation being pretty much pissed off. This is Habakkuk 2 and verse 8. It says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein.
Yep. So that's the reason why, because of the bloodshed, all right, that was on this land. And you read that in the book of Numbers too. It says the land can't be cleansed of that blood except by the blood of him that shed it. But not just that, also the oppression, all right, the persecutions, all that. This man has to answer for all of that, man. Okay. And Yahweh Bashim Shah is going to require that of his hands, and that's why if you look at it today, us as a people, we're still in this man's hands. He still has us in captivity. Okay. And the scriptures tell you that it was supposed to be a time to where we're supposed to be let go, but here it is. We're still in this man's captivity. We're still underneath, his thumb, so to speak, but there's a reason why. So that when Yahweh Bashim Shah, or through his son Yahweh Shah, when he returns, okay, he's going to witness, his bride. He's going to witness his woman being underneath captivity, underneath this oppressor, this wild man, and he's going to cut him asunder. All right. But you had anything you want to add on that, Art?
No.
Okay. Yeah, let's sit on that, Art. Let's see, Slack here. Go ahead and go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, and verse 13. We got a couple of more precepts, and then we close it out on that.
Yeah. Jeremiah 49:13.
Yeah, kind of. And I see a precept posted by one of the brothers in the comment board too. Hey, shalom to the Akim comment board. How about you? Thumb.
Yeah, that's not about the thumb.
Yeah, but go ahead and grab that scripture out, the book of Jeremiah 49:13.
Yeah. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, verse 13. It says, for I have sworn by myself, said the Lord, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual wasted.
Yep, that's it. Yep. So Basra is the capital city of Edom, and America represents that. America is known as the capital of Esau Edom. This place, America, all right, is where you'll find this place, America, is the epicenter of wickedness, man. All right. That's why when you go into the scriptures, all right, about those three unclean spirits as frogs, all right, one of them represents America, all right, which is the military. Okay. So, like it says here, Basra is going to become a desolation. All right. In other words, it's going to become a desolate wasteland, where it's going to be nothing. It's not going to be inhabitable. Okay. But it also says here a reproach and a waste and a curse. All right. And also a perpetual waste. All right. Perpetual, basically, actually, you know what? Let me get that word perpetual in the blue. I got it right here. Yeah, so that word perpetual was Iwalom, okay? And it means long duration. It says forever, everlasting, right? It says evermore, okay? It says always. All right, everlasting. Yeah, so it's going to be an everlasting destruction, man. Actually, let me go back. Yeah, so like it says here, right? It says it's going to be a perpetual waste, so it's going to be an everlasting waste. All right. In other words, it's not going to be built up again. Okay. After this place is destroyed, there's going to be nothing like it that's going to come after it. You know, I believe it's another scripture where it says, there shall not be any after this. Roughly paraphrasing, but you don't have to get it out. But yeah, that hits the point that after this place is destroyed, it's not going to be another Babylon the Great that's going to be set up. Esau Edom, he's not going to come back into rulership after this. You know, this is his last go around, and Esau knows this, and that's why we were speaking about earlier that he's not going to drink wine with a song. All right, because he knows that this is his last, his last dominion, his last rulership on the planet Earth. All right,
Hmm.
but yeah, but you want to add on that? Oh, you got a precept.
Yeah, I got a precept of that, what you just said about the report from Esau knowing about it. It's Jeremiah 15, verse 43. Says the king of Babylon has heard the report of them, and his hands wax feeble. His anguish took hold of him, and pains as a woman in travail.
You break it down up.
Yeah, pretty much. The higher ups of Esau, the elite, they have heard us preaching his word, bringing out this truth. All right, we know this truth is equated unto like kryptonite for Esau. So once we heard about us waking up, rising from the dead, and us proclaiming the coming of our Lord Yahweh Shai, it says his man's hands wax feet. Right, the anguish to hold his man because he knows that his time is up. That goes into, Revelation 12 and 12. That's why he had to come down with great wrath. Yep.
Good. Yeah. We can go ahead and grab this next precept up, and then I'll grab a precept about the comment board that brother posted here.
Yeah.
So yes, go ahead and grab Ezekiel 35 and verse 9 about the shop.
Ezekiel 5 and 39.
Ezekiel 35 and 9.
35. All right, come. Ezekiel 35 and 9. I will make thee perpetual desolation, and thy city shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai.
Right.
Because thou hast said.
It's like it says here, it says again a perpetual desolation. It says, and it also says here, it says, thy city shall not return. Okay, so the cities that you see, they're not coming back. All right, this is the point of no return. All right, and it says here, and after these things are done, then the fame of Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai is going to be noised abroad. Okay, for what he did in the North Country, like it says in the scriptures. All right, which is America. All right, yeah, what you got out?
Verse 10 says, because thou hast said, these two nations and these two kingdoms shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas the Lord was there.
Yep. So these two nations or two countries represents the northern and the southern kingdom, man. All right, of Israel. Okay, and it says because they said that they will possess us. All right, and we are in their possession. Okay, but again, to since Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai sees this, okay, now the Lord is going to bring down judgment, right, because of this.
Right.
All right. But yeah, you hold something else out? Yeah, precept.
No.
Okay. So let me grab a couple off the comment board here. So this is brother something with Yahweh Shai. So the Psalms 55 verse 23. I'll read it out. It says, "But thou, O power, shall bring them down into the pit of destruction. Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days. But I will trust in thee." All right. So yeah, that's a beautiful precept. All right. So the Lord now is bringing them down into the pit. Okay, bringing them down to a pit of destruction. Okay, and it says, "Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days." Okay, so in other words, that's the Lord cutting their time short. Okay, but like it says here in this precept, but we place our trust in Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai. Meanwhile, these other people that are here, they put their trust in Esau Edom, which is not going to be able to live out the rest of his days, like it says in that same precept. Okay, but yeah. So there's one last precept, brother posted. All right, this is Ecclesiastes 1:11. It says, there is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come after. All right, see that? So after these things are done, there's going to be no remembrance. All right, of these things which are performed. Okay, but the thing is that in this time, okay, in other words, the things which are done here on the planet Earth by way of Babylon the Great, all right, is going to be is going to be held in regards, but those things are not going to be brought up on the charges of the elect, of the nation of Israel. All those things which are performed here, all right, is going to be afterthought, you know. But this place is going to be set forth as an example on what not to do. Okay, just how the Lord did with our Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, different events that took place on the planet Earth. The Lord made these certain memorials, all right, on the planet Earth to look upon and to observe and consider. The Lord make examples, man. And Babylon the Great, which is America, is no different. It's going to be made an example on what not to do, just like Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay. Grab this here. Isaiah chapter 41, verse 12. It says, thou shalt seek them and shalt not find them. Even them that contended with thee, they that war against thee shall be as nothing and as a thing of naught. So these ones that have fought against Yahweh Shemel Shai, all right, and the ones that fought against his people, okay, they're gonna be found out, all right, and guess what? It says that they that war against thee is going to be as nothing, all right, and they as not. Why? Because the power of Yahweh Shemel Shai is being brought back on the planet Earth. All right, and through that, guess what? All the enemies of the Lord are going to be put to flight. Okay, and they're all going to go into captivity. Okay, so we'll go ahead and that's pretty much it on that. You want to got some closing statements out? Anything you want to add? Got some precepts?
No precept, but yeah, man. I mean, we at the end. We see all the signs from the past. We're seeing the Charisma, World War III. We see, everything that the scripture is talking about, that our Lord revealed unto us, the prophets from the past. So we know that we're at the end. All we got to do is just continue in what we're doing. Lord willing, we're kind of ready to escape and see the salvation of our Lord ourselves.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Good. Yep. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and close it down. Lord's will. You're fed to the full with His word. Lord's will is edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. And once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone that was this day. Shalom, peace and safety. The salutations to the hopefully elect that's also laboring this work, continuing to plow in this ministry and spreading this gospel to other members of the hopefully elect in faith and in truth and sincerity and all charity. And with that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom. BPA and Baba soon.
Yesterday.
Tonight.
Last week.
Right.